won't you? It's clear that something very peculiar has happened to this ship." The voice she heard was quiet, feminine, and confined entirely to her own skull. She answered it subvocally. "I know." "Have you identified it? Do you know which of the two it is, or was?" "It's Galliana's." Now that she had swept around it, a three-dimensional image of the ship formed in her visual cortex, bracketed in a loom of shifting, eidetic annotation as more information was teased out of the hulk. "Galliana's? The Galliana's? You're sure of that?" "Yes. There were some small design differences between the three that left together, and inasmuch as this matches either of the two that haven't come back yet, it matches hers." The presence took a moment to respond, as it sometimes did. "That was our conclusion as well. But something has clearly happened to the ship since it left the mother nest, wouldn't you say?" "A lot of somethings, if you ask me." "Let's begin at the front and work backwards. There is evidence of damage, considerable damage, lacerations and gouges, whole portions of the hull that appear to have been removed and discarded, like diseased tissue. Plague, do you think?" Skade shook her head, remembering her recent trip to Chasm City. "I've seen the effects of the melding plague up close. This doesn't look like quite the same thing." "We agree. This is something different. Nonetheless, full plague quarantine precautions should be enforced. We might still be dealing with an infectious agent. Focus your attention towards the rear, will you?" The voice, which was never quite like any of the other voices she heard from other conjoiners, took on a needling, tutorial quality, as if it already knew the answers to the questions it posed. "What do you make of the regular structures embedded in the hull, Skade?" Here and there, situated randomly, were clusters of black cubes of varying size and orientation. They appeared to have been pressed into the hull as if into wet clay, so that their faces were half concealed by the hulk's hull material. They radiated curving tails of smaller cubes, whipping out in elegant fractal arcs. "I'd say those are what they were trying to cut out elsewhere. Obviously they weren't fast enough to get them all." "We concur. Whatever they are, they should certainly be treated with the utmost caution, although they may very well be inactive now. Perhaps Galliana was able to stop them spreading. Her ship was able to make it this far, even if it returned home on autopilot. You are sure that no one is alive aboard it, Skade?" "No, and I won't be until we open her up. But it doesn't look promising. No movement inside, no obvious hotspots. The hull's too cold for any life support processes to be operational, unless they're carrying a cryo-arithmetic engine." Skade hesitated, running a few more simulations in her head as background processes. "Skade? There could be a small number of survivors, I admit, but the bulk of the crew can't be anything other than frozen corpses. We might be able to trawl a few memories, but even that's probably being optimistic. We're really only interested in one corpse, Skade. I don't even know if Galliana's aboard it, and even if she is, even if we directed all our efforts into bringing her back to the living, we might not succeed. We understand. These are difficult times, after all. While it would be glorious to succeed, failure would be worse than never having attempted it, at least in the eyes of the mother nest. Is that the Night Council's considered opinion? All our opinions are considered, Skade. Visible failure cannot be tolerated, but that doesn't mean we don't do our best. If Galliana is aboard, we will do what we can to bring her back to us, but it must be done in absolute secrecy. How absolute, precisely? Knowledge of the ship's return will be impossible to conceal from the rest of the mother nest, but we can spare them the torment of hope, Skade. It will be reported that she is dead, beyond hope of revival. Let our compatriots' grief be quick and bright like a nova. It will only make their efforts against the enemy more strenuous. But in the meantime we will work on her with diligence and love. If we bring her back to the living, her return will be a miracle. We will be forgiven our bending of the truth, here and now." Skade caught herself before she laughed out loud. Bending of the truth.